9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Lady Aglaya. Ooh, the heck? Trailer.
神々よ、ご覧ください。オンパロスは勝利を収め、再創期が間もなく訪れます。しかし、本当にそうでしょうか。
最近エルシオンの景色がまぶたの裏をよぎるんだ。
最後の一人になったとしても再創生の偉業を成し遂げてください。
新世界は必ず訪れる。
Of course, fine on front and center.
星々を燃やし尽くす諸行をもたらそう。
Oh, okay. Ah, Penaconian Holy Grail War. Alright.
とあなたが私のマスターか。
Okay, yeah.
燃えたて騎士の魂よ。暴風よ、舞い上がれ。
もう少し手応えがあると思ったの
And Archer.
機は熟した。逃げ場はない。
あらゆる邪悪を打ち滅ぼせ。セイバー。汝は開白の黎明が訪れるまで
And we're back here.
灼熱の太陽を背負い続ける。
死者を花から呼び出して殺し合
Oh,
わせて
what?
勝者が全てを手に入れるのか。
Was that
行
cool?
かなくちゃいけない。背負わないといけないんだ。
ピノコニーの伝説はあれど英雄はいないと。
お任せを。
私見ました。壊滅。これにて完成。宝石の余震をもって来世に暁を。
Okay. Wow. Straight onto the redemption code. But yeah, that was cool. What is he doing there? What happened to my green screen? Ah. Did that fix it? I hope it did. Or not. Yeah. My bad. Collab part 2? Maybe. Maybe. Double checking. Yep. It's good now. Albert? Okay. With guests.
Hey,
Wait.
Mr. Albert?
Why is he
Albert.
glitching? Well, he was glitching out.
And whether or not you have a day-night cycle, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the version 3.4 for The Sun is Set to Die special program. I'm your most beloved host, Albert.
Rebooting really does solve all problems. Now we can introduce ourselves. Hi, everyone. I'm Finan. I'm so happy to be on the special
You heard
program.
Gil's voice?
Hello,
oh, did
everyone.
You? I didn't notice.
I'm Anaxagoras.
Nice to see all of you again.
Emergency food
Did you
number
miss
2?
me?
Oh, of course we missed you. Well, dear guests, welcome to the show. I have been looking forward to this special program more than anything else. The way the story in the last version left off had my heart racing.
The burning sky and the fall of dawn. Akuma was the last place under Kefali's protection, but now it has also sunk into Evernight.
All of our Chrysosaur companions did everything in their
These
power
memes
to
cute
buy
compared to
precious
that
time
annoying
for the
exposition
Trailblazer
machine.
and Finan, so they could
She's
return the
pink
very last
emergency
core flame
food.
to the vortex of Genesis.
We already found out the truth, so what do a few sacrifices matter? Every Chrysos heir was prepared for this. You just need to boldly take that last step toward the Era Nova.
But in the trailer just now, it seems like Finan is gonna go through a lot. I saw a few scenes that looked like flashbacks, and I think I even saw a different form of him.
The truth of Amphoreus is about to reveal itself. I assume everyone can already tell that all that's happened in Amphoreus is not as simple as it seems.
Indeed. For example, when we went to fight Aquila, we noticed that the Eye of Twilight seemed unusually high-tech.
And when the Dawn device went out, many of the structures in Akuma and the Vortex of Genesis started showing strange textures. It was like the whole world was peeling
Excited for the
off.
story next patch? I mean,
Why don't
like,
we take a look
I'm
back at our whole
definitely
journey so far in
interested
Amphoreus
in what's
and
happening
lay
in
out our
Amphoreus. I just wish
suspicions and
they
clues we had.
delivered it in a better
First,
way.
at the end of the 3.3 story, the geniuses
But like, I do want to know
revealed
what's
that
going
the
to
source
happen,
of
but I
Amphoreus'
feel like
tragedy is an
there's just a lot
Emperor's
of time
scepter
in
that
between
survived to this
that
day.
It has
Kinda
something
wish
to
that I
do
didn't
with
have
that
to go through.
erudition god beyond the sky, doesn't it? Even though I don't quite understand these principles, this breeding ground, which switched from following the path of erudition to the path of destruction, must be hiding secrets beyond Era Nova.
Excited for
In
the Fate
addition,
collab next
that
patch? Yeah,
Tin-Man
same here.
Lygist is also pretty suspicious. He and Finan had a pretty significant conversation in the Vortex of
I
Genesis.
am wondering why they used
Actually,
the
I
JP
was already suspicious of him
trailer
when he said he could
that-
fix
or
the
JP
expressness in the
voiceover trailer
Trailblazers
for
back
that.
home. Well, the mask is coming off now.
Based on my interactions with him, Lygus doesn't
kind
seem
of
to have any
in the
desire
way.
to
I don't know
oppose
where
the
to put
Chrysos
myself.
heirs. Rather, he only wishes to quietly observe everything as it unfolds.
Could it be that everything that's happened so far is exactly what he wanted to see? That title, Theoros, does mean
Oh,
spectator.
will we be having stream
If we combine
avatars?
this information with what we
It's
know
weird
about the
because of these
relationship
guys.
between the scepter and paths,
Like what they did with the
maybe
bamboo.
Amphoreus is being used as a chessboard by people from beyond this world.
You know, like you guys
And
down
Lygus
there.
is one of them.
You're exactly right. If the situation in the cosmos is like a game of chess, then Amphoreus is a trap to set up the checkmate. But who knows? Maybe the chess pieces themselves can overturn the board.
It's like when I
The
when I
heroes'
when I saw it, I was like,
could affect
wait,
the
I don't
worlds
have
beyond
that.
the sky, and
I
the
don't have it
Trailblazers'
enabled. Why is
choices
it there?
may also determine the future of the universe.
But before the Era Nova actually arrives, there's no way to tell what it will bring. The Trailblazers have already done so much for
Make my eyes
Amphoreus.
smaller.
I don't want them to have to experience the unknown of Era Nova.
I'm
As
good.
someone from beyond the sky, they already risked a lot by taking on a demigod's divine authority. If something were to happen in the Era Nova,
No, we can't let them stay. They have to listen to Finan and go home.
Well said. The Trailblazers won't betray the sincerity you've shown them. However, their fate will still be tied to that of Amphoreus.
Might
They'll
not
be
have
returning to the
English voices,
battlefield
Saber
with
Archer
a
yet.
very important mission.
On the other hand, I suspect many of our
It would be
audience
cool
members,
to hear
like
good
me,
English
have
voices
some
for Saber and
questions
Archer.
about Finan. That Finan we saw in the Vortex of Genesis at the end of the 3.3 story? Why was his name hidden?
I'm just
Maybe
like I was
that
like kind of
Finan isn't the one
curious
we're all
as what they
familiar
would
with.
who they would cast for the English voices, but
But
I
I'll
guess
leave
we'll
the
see.
specific details for everyone to find out themselves in the game.
But
in
yeah, like
version
about the
3.4.
strike, and like Hoyo shouldn't
I've
really
actually
be
got some other information to reveal to you.
affected by it, unless of course the ones that they had
information?
already
Following the
intended to
story's
be the English
progress,
voice
as I've
ended up
written,
joining
we'll
the
receive a
collective
big
work
update in this
refusal.
version.
So,
These records that we've kept, you will be able to catch a glimpse of Amphoreus' true nature.
Before, as I've written was like a storybook, keeping record of our friends' stories. Now, even its appearance has changed. It feels like something big is about to happen.
it looks like it's turned into some kind of database.
You can use this system to unlock even more of Amphoreus' secrets.
glad it's over. The
That's
have to
right.
get back to it. Yeah.
Aside from the major updates too, as I've written, the long-awaited skip dialogue feature, which was previously announced,
Computer?
is finally going live in version 3.4. Story dialogue can now be skipped by section, with plot summaries and the main characters that appeared in each section displayed along the way. Now you can choose the pace of storytelling based on your own preferences. In version 3.6, there'll also be a story recap function. Stay tuned!
3.6.
But of course, as we move into version
many days would that
3.4,
be?
we shall take the final step of the prophecy together and witness the truth and
two
the
patches.
fate of this world. And the myriad
12
Celestia that Mr. Shao
weeks,
Ji hinted at
12
in the
times
version
7.
3.2 preview
That
is
is
finally
84
going live soon.
84 days.
Oh, you mean what's happening beyond the sky? Is it also related to Amphoreus and Era Nova?
We'll have to keep it a secret for now. Meanwhile, we'll be releasing an animated short. This animated short contains a very important part of the story in version 3.4. Can't spill too much here, but I can give you a little teaser. This short will come with its own original theme song. So don't miss it.
Awesome.
Nice!
I can't wait to dive into
Still
the new
fine on
story
here.
already.
Next, why don't we turn our attention to our good friend Viden and take a look at his story together.
All right, let's see. What's up for Finan? That's his idle animation. Oh, he sword is freaking huge. What the heck? Oh! Meteor.
What in the world happened to Finan to make him change this much?
This is nothing like the warm, sunny person we all know. Now he seems strange and formidable.
Oh, could you elaborate?
Will they spoil the shit out of him?
I remember when our buddy first showed up
Yeah,
in
it's a god
Amphoreus.
transformation.
Finan was one of the first Chrysosaurs to genuinely welcome them. And when danger came
Totally
knocking,
not Sephiroth
he
with the
always had our
broadswords.
But behind that kindness and reliability, Finan carries the expectations of many. He is the deliverer chosen by the prophecy,
I don't know, chat. At
and
this
Aglaya's
point,
hand-picked successor of the Flame Chase journey. Aglaya even used her own
also
death
removes
to
all
set
his
him up for
allies from
success
field.
by making the Council of Elders the focus of criticism, and allowing Finan to step up and rally the
Only
people.
not Lucius from
Yeah,
Fantasy.
all of us have high hopes for him.
I mean,
Some even
like
call
from
him
all of
the
the things that
deliverer
I've been
of
seeing, it
Amphoreus.
feels like they've
Even
taken a
Cypher,
lot
who
of
barely ever showed her face,
inspiration
used to
from
call
Grand
him
Blue
Little
Fantasy
Deliverer
Relink,
Boy.
if I were
It's
to
as
say.
if everyone just assumes that he'll be a savior.
Now I'm curious. What was Finan like before he joined the Flame Chase journey?
Not even your god
Was he one of
character
those
can
perfect
distract.
kids everyone got
I agree.
compared to?
Before the Flame Chase journey, guess we've got to go back to my hometown, Ides Elysiae. It was a small, remote village. Nothing flashy, but far away from the chaos.
Ooh, sounds like a real peaceful place.
It was. And even though the village was small, everyone got along really well. There were also beautiful rivers and mountains, and even a forest. That forest was home to all kinds of little fairies. When I was little, I'd go exploring the woods and visit those cute fairies. When I wasn't exploring, I'd go play with my friends by the sea. We pretended to be heroes from the old stories and practiced our, swordsmanship. When we got tired, we went to lie down in the wheat fields until we got called home for dinner.
No strife, no invaders, or any of that deliverance crisis stuff? Seems like a complete paradise.
The wheat fields look gorgeous too. Lying there surrounded by golden waves of wheat, with the breeze carrying that sweet malted scent. Oh, just the thought of it is enough to get me excited.
And guess
Helios in English for
what?
some reason they
You
call
won't
it
have to imagine for
Dawnbreaker.
long. In version 3.4, we get to explore
Can't believe Kun
ID's
is coming
Elysium
too.
alongside the Trailblazer.
We'll see.
Learn about finding
Who knows, there might be a
how
part
he
two.
became a warrior, joined the flame chase, and grew into the person he is today.
Can't wait!
From a
Come on, let's
carefree
go.
little kid
More
to
info
the
on the
deliverer
Faith collab.
carrying everyone's hopes. You've really come a long way.
You like Helios way
These
better?
days,
Well,
Finan just gives off this heaviness. Like he'd still press on no matter how exhausted, just to live up to everyone's expectations.
Amphoreus needed a hero, so he became one. The Chrysos heirs needed hope and a leader, so that's who he became. Looking back at the main art for this version, even though Finan's face is still the same, his whole vibe has shifted. His gaze is now sharp and commanding, completely different from before. Now we're just one step away from the era Nova that the prophecy foretold. The deepest truths of Amphoreus are about to come to light. What trials lie ahead, and what choices will Finan make?
A hero's journey is never easy. But if the will in your heart is strong enough, no fire can burn you out. If anything, every trial is just a forge for an
sorry,
even
but
brighter
come
soul.
on. Stop with the yapping.
more than
Let's
ready.
get on with
Well
it.
said. Then let's let everyone experience it all themselves in version 3.4. Now let's take a look at how Finan performs in battle.
You got it. I'll first show up in the familiar form everyone knows.
Right of Deliverance.
When using my skill, I'll deal damage to
Let
one
there be
designated
light.
enemy and adjacent targets. The use of my skill also grants me core flames. Once I've collected enough of them, I can activate my ultimate.
Wait, so core flames only come from using your skill?
Not at all. Finan can also gain core flames when he's selected as a target by a teammate or enemy ability. If he is the target of a teammate's ability, Finan will deal even more damage.
Kind of like Akron.
When I use my
in a
ultimate,
way.
I'll create a territory
Kind of.
and transform.
After transforming, Finan powers up
No expect
massively.
his HSR. I
Teammates
know.
temporarily retreat and can't take action.
Yapping is
while
their
he
specialty.
faces the enemy head on with newfound strength.
All alone? That sounds way too risky.
No worries. All
Be
the
honest, like,
talents and buffs from Finan's
if I'm gonna be
teammates
honest, I
still
really
stay
just like
active
his
to
regular
provide
form.
him with much
I feel
needed
like
support.
his transformation
Exactly.
is just too much.
After using the
But
core
hey, I
flames
mean, it's a
to
good,
transform,
good-looking transformation.
I have
but just
access
feel
to
like
the
it's
powers
too
of three
much.
kinds of titans: creation, calamity, and foundation, each with a brand new ability.
Care to elaborate on that?
Tapping into the power of the creation titans, I can deal damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets.
And again.
Calling upon the power of the calamity titans, I'll enter a special state called Soul Scorch. In this state, I'll
Both's
force
fine. Yeah, I
all
mean, both
enemies
is
to
fine. I just
immediately
feel
take
like
action, during
me
which I
personally,
receive
I like his
reduced
regular
damage,
form
and each
better.
hit I take builds up the Soul Scorch stack. Once all enemies have taken action, I retaliate, dealing damage to all enemies and then unleashing multiple instances of damage on one random enemy.
I feel like if they just kept
The
in
more
his regular
Soul Scorch
form
stacks he's
and
got,
gave
the
all of
stronger that
the
counterattack
extremities,
is.
like the halo,
Using
the
these
wings,
two abilities
the
also
sword,
grants me
I
an
think that would have been
exclusive
better.
charge
At
called
least
Scourge,
that's just me
which
personally.
heals my third ability. With the power of the Foundation
Heck, even
Titans,
change
I
his
dispel
hair, sure,
all debuffs on
but
myself, then use Scourge
It's
Charge
mostly
to
like
deal
the
bounce
outfit
damage.
that
If
I
I've
don't
maxed
agree
out the
with, I guess.
consumable Scourge Charge, I also slam all enemies with extra damage.
Once all his actions have been used up, Finan will unleash one final blow,
Oh,
hitting
my
all
voice is low. That's
enemies
because I'm leaning
before
back away
moving
from the mic.
territory. Finan's technique is pretty unique too. Upon casting it, Finan instantly strikes all enemies in a certain radius. If they're normal
We'll heal
enemies,
into-
they're
Ooh.
immediately wiped
Yeah, we'll
out
definitely
without
watch
even
the
triggering
trailer
a
again for
battle.
sure.
Wait, all
Just
enemies?
waiting for all of this
That's
too.
nuts.
Of course, power comes with a cost.
Wow, he has a lot
This
of skill.
technique consumes 2 technique points.
If
A
the
lot
technique
of technique
misses,
points.
it won't cost any points. Plus, when Finan's in the team, the technique point cap goes up by 3.
When I use my technique to enter combat, I'll also regenerate energy for my teammates. In addition, at the start of each wave, I'll deal damage to all enemies and gain Scourge.
Oh, I see.
Looks like a
All
certain
right.
Lucifer.
Now that we've wrapped up Finan's combat abilities,
E power
it's
creep
time to
Acheron's
bring you
technique.
some
Yeah.
updates on a few familiar faces. In version 3.4, Silverwolf, Blade, Kafka, and Jingliu are all getting some serious enhancements.
Let's go!
Happening!
Oh, Mr. Albert, please do tell us what's changing.
Let's start with Silver Wolf.
Ooh,
After
okay.
the optimizations, her ultimate now lowers the defense of all enemies instead of just one.
Oh, so it's AoE now, not single target.
Exactly. Meanwhile, she'll prioritize adding a weakness that matches the type of the first character in your lineup. On top of that, Silver Wolf will regenerate extra energy at the start of combat and the beginning of each turn.
Oh, that makes it a lot easier to apply the weakness we actually want.
Next up, Kafka. After the buff,
Take care.
Kafka's skill will trigger more DOT on enemies. And whenever
okay.
a teammate hits an enemy target with any kind of attack, Kafka will launch a follow-up attack. After unlocking certain traces, the follow-up attack can also trigger extra DOT on the enemy. And using her ultimate, recovers the number of times the follow-up attack can be triggered.
So basically, Kafka's got more frequent follow-up attacks, better efficiency applying debuffs, and an overall boost to DOT output.
Yeah, for sure.
And now
Wouldn't
for
that make
Blade.
Kafka really good
After
with
the update,
Acheron?
he will
If
deal damage
does,
to enemies
does her
based on his
follow-up
max
apply
HP.
debuffs? It
When
doesn't,
Blade
right?
enters the Hellscape state, he is more likely to be attacked, and his follow-up attacks will regenerate extra energy.
Sounds like Blake can trigger more follow-ups and use his ultimate more often, meaning his total damage output's
yeah.
gonna spike.
Good observation. A change will happen to Jing Liu as well. Now she'll deal damage to enemies based on her max HP. Each time a teammate loses HP, Jing Liu stacks extra crit damage. After she enters the spectral transmigration state, she'll also gain a stack of syzygy. That means the spectral transmigration state lasts longer, and her overall damage output climbs even higher accordingly.
Our old friends sure are getting some solid upgrades. But with all these ability reworks,
Old friends?
won't
You
their
haven't
eidolons
even
be
met them.
affected?
Oh, don't worry, Professor Anaxa. Some of our old friends' eidolons will be tweaked to better match the revamped kits, making sure everything stays in sync.
But what if someone wants to stick with their previous version of their abilities?
Nobody
That
would
won't be a
want to stick to
problem.
the previous
You can switch
version.
between our
Are you
friends'
kidding
ability
me?
modes freely, so choose whichever version you like best. For more details, be sure to keep an eye out for official announcements.
Sounds good.
Aside from the ability reworks, one more old friend of ours is getting something new this time around.
Oh, who is it?
In version 3.4, Firefly's brand
Only
new
because of Legal
outfit,
Regan. Yeah.
Spring Missive, is making its debut.
Ah,
A new outfit.
look at that.
Ooh, let's take a look at the video clip first.
Oh. Okay. Does it also change? Sam?
With her school uniform on, Firefly looks more youthful than ever. And that firefly-shaped brooch on her chest, you can tell she put a lot of thought into picking it out.
Maybe she even asked for fashion advice from her fellow Stellaron hunters.
Well, Miss Kafka does have an eye for style. They must have
Only a
talked a lot
paint
about
job.
it behind the scenes.
Eh.
Even her mech's had a makeover. You think she spruces it up during downtime to match her outfit changes?
Oh, totally
Because
possible.
she can be like a
If
normal
I had a
girl.
mech, I'd also probably coordinate it with my outfit. New theme, new colors. The whole look has to be consistent. You'll be able to grab
Paint job for
Firefly's new
Sam.
look from the contract shop using Oniric shards. And again, please stay tuned for further details and future official announcements. Next, let's take a look at this version's banners. In version
Okay.
3.4's first half warp event, Trailblazers can acquire the limited 5-star character Find It.
Find It.
The limited 5-star light cone, thus burns the dawn, will have a boosted drop rate. Also, a brand new 4-star
Sam in
light
the
cone
dress.
for the
For
Path
real,
of
for real.
Remembrance. The story's next page is being added to the first half banner. At the same time, we'll also kick off a special warp event. The limited 5-star characters.
Tribby.
Treby, Sunday, and
Sunday.
Sparkle are coming back. Plus, 5-star light cones if time were a flower. A grounded ascent and earthly escapade will return as well. In the second half of version 3.4, we've got another round of special warp events. Limited 5-star characters, Firefly, Jingliu, and Blade will be back along with the limited 5-star Lycoons.
What's the name of the new drip marketed
and the unreachable side.
Harmony character?
Two of our
Chat?
newly buffed old friends are making
It's like
a
I'm
comeback
thinking,
in this
oh man,
version.
I'm like
Kafka
thinking,
and
who would be
Silverwolf?
better to use
Here's a
with
little sneak peek.
Saber,
Limited 5-star
Tribby
characters,
or
Kafka
the
and
new
Silverwolf will be back in version
the redrop?
3.5.
Yeah,
And
so I'm like,
limited 5-star Lycoons,
'cause I don't have
Patience is
Tribby.
all you need, and Incessant Rain will rerun as well.
Nice.
then again,
Also,
I probably won't
8
have anything
new
left.
4-star
Trying to
Lycoons
get
will be
Saber.
added to the Nameless Auto Rewards in version 3.4.
I see quite a few familiar faces on the
The
light
redress
codes.
only for
There
finance.
are a few mini versions of Chrysos Heirs.
Looks like Finan really does enjoy spending his days in the wheat fields.
Nature's mattress. Can't beat that level of comfort.
Tribby
for
is better.
sure.
Okay.
All
Well,
right,
if I'm
let's take a quick
lucky
break.
and I
There's
get
still more version 3.4
E6
content
Saber
coming
and still
your
have,
way.
by some miracle, have stuff left over, then I will get her. But I highly doubt it. I have to do all of this by today or tomorrow. Sunday, Tribby, and Sparkle rerunning at the same time. Oh boy. That is crazy. Yeah, 3 harmony units. Like, what the fudge? Oh wait, I guess I'll turn on HSR. I can put in the codes later.
Welcome back! Let's take a look at the events in this version. A piece of good news comes from Penacony at the other end of the cosmos. Origami Bird Clash is about to return in version 3.4.
Oh, is that the Cute Match 3 game?
That's right! The International Peace Corporation has officially sponsored Origami Bird Clash and hopes to promote this arcade game full of Penaconian flavor throughout the
Sparkle
whole
is for
cosmos.
Archer.
And the first step to starting that grand venture will be to open up
Fortunately, I
the
do not
original
have
Shop
Sparkle.
Arcade on the
Oh,
Trailblazers
well.
Radiant Feldspar.
There needs to be some new game modes for the game to make a name for itself, right?
Tribby is for
Of course.
Sunday is for
This
fine
time,
and Tribby is
the
for
two
Saber,
players will take
Sparkle's
turns
for-
acting
oh my
on the
God.
same field, and every player has a set number of moves. You can eliminate 4 or more
But
fruits to
why
form
is it
bombs
Tribby?
and obtain
Is it
extra
because
moves.
like she does the
You can
follow-up
also
thing
get
every
extra
time
moves
someone
when you swap 2 super bombs to
uses
trigger a
their
combo
ultimate?
elimination.
Oh no! I see obstacles popping up on the field. How are we supposed to deal with those?
Not to worry. In this version of the Origami Bird Clash, there will be lots of new items that can help you in
on
battle.
E1, but I'm
For
not
example,
gonna get bothered
Shattering
getting
Hammer can
E1.
eliminate any individual fruit or obstacle.
follow up
Spicy
for
Bomb can
energy.
turn a fruit into a bomb, and Reset Cube
And
can
dance,
reset
dance,
all
dance.
fruits on the field.
Saber wants
Leveling up items will also make them more
okay.
powerful.
As long as you pick the right item at the right time, you can turn the tide and deliver a powerful blow to your opponent.
There are plenty of familiar faces among our opponents this time.
That's right. Trailblazers can still battle against many old friends in
Saber
this
wants
event.
food.
In addition to participating in
Saber
story
wants
challenges,
energy.
Trailblazers
Saber
can
wants
also
food.
do open challenges with friends from across the universe. This multiplayer mode won't end with version 3.4 either. Origami Bird Clash will replace the Seal Slammers multiplayer mode and become the new long-term co-op game mode.
I only did 3
We're
battles
done
because of the
slamming
limited
seals.
rewards,
Now
and I
it's
won
time
all
for
3
slamming
battles.
paper
And these are the battles
birds.
against that are PvP.
All right, let us continue with more
I won
version
all 3.
content.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming.
Get to Odyssey returns as usual in version 3.4.
Sunday is also for Saber.
Nice.
Okay, that's good. I do have
The
Sunday.
Planar Fissure and Realm of the Strange
So
events
if
will also
Saber
return.
wants
Complete the
energy, I'm
challenges
assuming
to
I
get
would need
double
Hua Hua,
rewards.
but I do
Yep.
not have Hua
In version
Hua.
3.4,
So,
Stagnant Shadow, Shape
who
of
will I
Cinders will
use
also
with
come
Saber?
online. And you can obtain the Ascension
For
material,
support.
Charred Bud of Twilight,
sustain.
for wind characters upon completing the challenge.
At the same time, the planar ornaments, Arcadia of Woven Dreams and Revelry by the Sea will also come online. Trailblazers can obtain them in the Divergent universe.
Ah, why did my seat collapse?
In addition, I'd like to share with you some information about a few events outside the game. First, the annual Hoyo Fest Off-Light exhibition will begin in July. This year's event venues have been completely upgraded, and the events will be held in core cities in 6 Southeast Asian countries.
That's right! We've also prepared a lot of event missions and new merchandise. Please follow our official
New
channels
events is
for
coming-
details
yeah.
about the events and tickets.
In addition, Honkai Star Rail will be joining Anime Expo this July.
Oh.
Come visit the Star Rail booth and claim free
Okay.
limited gifts.
A special panel for Honkai Star Rail will also be held at Anime Expo.
I guess if you
Featuring
guys
several
need to know,
special
the
guests.
FGO
Please
stream
keep
has
an eye
started,
out for more info
but,
and official announcements. See you at
I just
Anime
need to-
Expo.
Thank you all for your kind introductions. Let me see.
I want
Almost out
to
of time.
prioritize this and
We'll move
just
it on to our
watch
next
the
show
replay
in just a
later.
sec.
You seem mighty busy, Owlbert.
Well, I am a professional super host.
What's going on?
Oh, goodness, Albert.
no!
Oh no, he's being
What's
summoned.
going on? It's not my time yet.
All right, here we go.
World as the concept of a holy grail. Welcome to the live stage of the Honkai Star Rail and Fate's Day Night Unlimited Blade Works Collab Special Program.
Ah, long time no see, everyone. I'm Aventurine from the Interastral Peace Corporation.
Howdy, Galaxy Ranger Boot Hill, at your service.
Welcome, both of you. I, Albert, have apparently been summoned by the Holy Grail to be this show's host today.
Albert, could your class be... speaker?
Son of a gun. Ah, that's funny.
Maybe you two can call me presenter instead. That sounds nicer.
Well, presenter doesn't sound half bad. In that case, why don't you present the situation to our audience? Explain what you meant by summoned by the Holy Grail and why we've arrived at Penacony.
Well, the cosmos is full of surprises. Soon after the ripples of the Charmony Festival had calmed, the Trailblazer received a secret invitation from old Odie, head of the Alfalfa family. It turns out that the old Jen is planning a brand new entertainment spectacle called Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War.
Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War. Sounds like a Holy Grail War is taking place in the Sweet Dream.
That's right, but I have no idea where old Odie got his Holy Grail from. Let me give a brief explanation of everything here. It's said that the Holy Grail is a wish-granting chalice that can manifest any miracle. And the Holy Grail War is a magecraft ritual for obtaining that power. As long as you win in the brutal contest of the Holy Grail War, the Grail can fulfill your wishes.
That daggum Wubba Boot Charmony Festival has only just concluded, and they're putting on a new show already.
Hey, don't forget that Penacony prides itself on being a holiday resort. How are they going to attract tourists if they don't have any events?
Girl, I wasn't for a fake collab.
Didn't the
I'm gonna
last
quit
Charmony
HSR
Festival
now.
have a little accident? I mean,
Wow.
that probably wasn't great for Penacony's image. The family's definitely going to want to find another opportunity to generate some buzz.
Well, I heard that old
This
Odie
time I
hopes to
actually
make
do
the
want them to
Penacony
yap.
and
Yeah, I
Holy
guess,
Grail War
but I
into a
kinda
new
wish they were
show that
yapping
rivals
more
the
about the
Charmony
characters,
Festival,
really.
therefore returning Penacony to the cosmic limelight.
With dreams as the gimmick, the show is sure to attract a lot of money and a lot of dream chasers. I bet old Odie is thinking of the same thing.
This Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War program will be conducted in Penacony. The 7 invited participants will summon famous historical figures to fight alongside them as their servants. And the final winner will receive the precious opportunity to make their wish come true.
Chance to make any wish and any miracle come true. Well, that's definitely a nice gimmick. But, as we all know, people die if they're killed. Bullets don't discriminate, so if someone gets caught in the crossfire.
Rest assured, everyone, the Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War production crew hereby swear that no one's life will be in danger in the dream. Everyone can participate and watch in peace.
All right, all right. Well, since it's you, Owlbird, I'll believe it for now. So, who's participating?
To start off, the owner of the Radiant Feldspar, shareholder of Penacone Superstar, the Soul Glad festivity, our dear Trailblazer will be participating.
Oh, so the Trailblazer will be taking part in another adventure.
That's right.
Of course.
Addition, Miss Robin will also be
Robin.
part of this war.
Well, as another Penaconian shareholder, the Interastral Peace Corporation's Strategic Investment Department sent me as their representative in the war.
The Galaxy Ranger Boothill will also participate in this Holy Grail War.
Actually, I was just wondering, why is a criminal wanted by the IPC participating in this?
Micah got an invitation too, but he has no time for this. I can't turn a blind eye when someone's in a tight spot, so helping out was the least I could do.
Looks like Mr. Boothill really has formed deep bonds with folks in Dreamflux Reef.
Well, apart from those we've mentioned, are there any other special participants that we've been looking forward to in this Holy Grail War?
Of course! Apart from local Penaconian heroic spirits, 3 very well-known heroic spirits will also arrive by the Grail Summon and participate in this Holy Grail War.
Said 3?
They are respectively Saber, Archer, and Lancer.
Lancer?
That's what I'm talking about.
But they're not showing
I wonder
Lancer.
which heroic spirit will end up accepting a contract with the Trailblazer.
Now, see? This is how you attract attention. Now we're gonna get tons of views. That's why you pay big bucks to get the big names. As to what stories will unfold in this Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War, and who will forge a contract with who, Trailblazers will have to find out in the game. Here's a reminder that the Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collaboration Trailblaze Continuance, Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail will officially start on July 11th.
July
so keep
11th.
an eye out for it. Now let's learn more about Saber and Archer, our 2 heroic spirits.
Lancer's a boss. Oh my god.
Oh, yes!
Yeah. Saber's dress seems a little different from usual now that she's arrived in Penacony.
Well, this is the planet of festivities after all. You gotta dress
no
up
English,
for the occasion.
No English
Exactly
voice.
right. The King of Knight's new outfit was personally designed by
7
Mr.
days
Takashi
after the final
Takeuchi.
banner? Oh, we have to
Its
wait.
are iconic blue
Meh.
and white colors.
And her
okay,
iconic
sure.
ahoge.
That's right. It retains the nobility of a king and also emphasizes utility for a warrior. The lines along her shoulders and her cloak are straightforward, while the design of her skirt is quite reminiscent of timeless British fashion. As for how she looks in the game, well...
Ah. Of course, food.
いつでも出陣できます。燃えかけ騎士の魂よ。
Oh, that's her open world.
ストライクエア。クイズ。ファイバー。経験解放。
Well, butter my fudge and call me a biscuit. That Excalibur truly shows her strength as a king.
Oh, I want to go. I want to summon for her
talk
already.
about fancy visuals.
And how come the King of Knights is always stuffing her face? Even in Penacony.
Oh, looks like Penaconian food is very much to her liking.
That's right. You can't fight on an empty stomach.
21
Now,
days.
let's see how the King of Knights
3 weeks.
performs in battle.
Saber is a wind character following the path of destruction. Saber will gain a certain amount
I
of
see.
core
Okay,
resonance
so
when she's in
Tribby,
battle.
Sunday,
If she
and...
uses her technique in the
Whoa.
overworld,
Ah.
Saber will obtain combat buffs and also more core resonances after entering battle. When she uses her basic attack, she can deal damage to a single enemy.
Barrier of the Wind
The King of Knights is cautious as ever in this new world. I see she's still hiding her weapon's appearance and true name.
When she uses her skill, Saber will deal damage to one designated
Hammer of
enemy
the
and its adjacent targets. If Saber has enough core resonance at that time, she'll consume core resonance to regenerate massive amounts of energy for herself and increase her skill's damage.
Ooh, okay.
In other words, you need to accumulate as much core resonance as possible to increase the damage Saber deals.
Exactly.
Are there any other ways to obtain core resonance?
Yes, there are. Whenever any ally uses their ultimate, Saber obtains core resonance and increases her own damage dealt.
Behold, the King of Knights has dispelled invisible air, barrier of the Wind King around her sword, releasing high-pressure air in the blink of an eye to form Strike Air, Hammer of the Wind King, dealing a devastating blow to the enemy. When using her ultimate, Saber will deal damage to all enemies and turn her basic attack into enhanced basic attack. Her enhanced basic attack can damage all enemies and provide Saber with a certain amount of core resonance. Also, during battle, if the sum of Saber's energy and the energy she can regenerate via consuming core resonance exceeds the amount of energy
Dragon
she needs
Reactor
to use her
Core.
ultimate, Saber will immediately take action.
So if you replenish core resonance in as many ways as possible, you can use Excalibur more frequently.
We're gonna be
That's
NP
right.
looping.
Not only does the sword bear the King of Knights past, present, and future, but it also represents the noble ideal that was held in the hearts of the countless soldiers who once followed her in battle.
I guess I'm gonna have to
Alright,
get
that concludes
NP
Saber's
charge
introduction.
skill for real,
Now we'll move
Yeah,
on
I guess
to
I'm
our
gonna have to get
next of the
Tribby, huh?
worldly heroic spirit, Archer.
Okay.
Oh, seems like Archer cares about this Holy Grail war very much. He put on a new outfit, too.
He even changed where his accessories go. Those decorations he had on his chest are now on his shoulders.
What sharp eyes you've got, dear guest. Archer's new outfit was also personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi. It has the classic red and black look, the sharp contrasts reminiscent of a blazing fire in the deep night, imbued with a dangerous allure. The combination of the long trench coat with skin-tight combat gear emphasizes his lean figure and is the perfect fusion of attractiveness and strength.
You got that right. Director, show us the game footage already.
All right, let's see. He traces the bat?
I am the bone of my soul. Unlimited blade works.
Oh no, none of the other lines? I guess it's fine.
Oh, so that's Unlimited Blade Works? Oh, quite impressive indeed. After all, Archer is a seasoned veteran of war.
I am the bone of my sword.
Addressing
That sentence sure brings back a lot of memories.
I agree.
Well then, let's take a look at Archer's combat performance in detail.
Yep.
Okay, Archer is a quantum character following the path of the hunt. When he uses his basic attack, Archer can deal damage to one designated enemy.
An archer in close combat. That's pretty gutsy, I'll give him that.
That's right. But Archer hasn't exactly slacked off on his marksmanship training since coming to Penacony. When using his skill, Archer will consume 2 skill points to enter the circuit connection state,
right, that's why he
dealing
needs
damage
Sparkle
to
because of
one
the number of
designated
skill
enemy.
points. Okay.
While in the circuit connection state, Archer's
Wait,
turn
2
will not end
skill
after he uses his skill,
points?
and he can continue to use his skill until he runs out of skill points.
Okay.
The more times you use his skill consecutively, the more damage Archer deals to enemies. After all, everyone knows that a dual-wielding fighter who can't use their noble phantasm isn't a good
It's more
archer.
Don Hung and Vibrator Lune. Yeah, I
Ultimate.
guess.
Archer will recite the classic chant to activate Unlimited Blade Wax, dealing damage to one enemy.
Apart from damaging the enemy, Archer's ultimate also grants him Special Charge. After any of his
is?
teammates' attacks, Archer will consume Special Charge to use a follow-up attack against the enemy targets, while also recovering 1 skill point for the team.
Oh, in that case, there's no need to worry about running out of skill points again.
He just couldn't help
okay.
himself and had to use his favorite twin blades.
When he uses his technique to enter battle, Archer will deal damage to all enemies and obtain special charge.
And that's a wrap on Archer's introduction. Now,
okay.
I have big news for everyone. From when the Collab event starts on July 11th and until the end of version 3.6, Trailblazers can log into the game to claim the limited 5-star Collab character Archer
So
for free.
3.6. Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
awesome!
We hope that under
He's
our
free,
protection,
yeah.
every adventure that the
We knew
Trailblazers
that.
embark on will cleave open the dark clouds and become a saga sung throughout the cosmos.
The
We
obtained
also hope that
materials
your
can be
encounter
used to
offers some
upgrade
of
the
you a
archer, the
with
character
the
to
servants
level
across
60.
this vast universe. Will
Oh,
bring
you also get
all
growth materials.
wonderful
Okay,
memories
interesting.
in the days to come.
I'm a bundle
How
on
about
that,
that?
so
The
doesn't
free
really...
new limited 5-star character
I
mentioned
don't
during
really
the
worry about that
anniversary
much.
celebration is finally here as promised.
Actually, there's even more! Later this year, Trailblazers will get another brand new limited 5-star character totally for free!
Oh, awesome!
But let's keep our eyes on the present for now. I'm not quite done yet. Besides claiming Archer for free,
Limited
Trailblazers
character
can
for
also
free?
directly obtain a set amount of character enhancement materials for Archer.
Wow, how thoughtful.
Yeah, this version's got a lot of characters to level up after all.
All right, now let's check out the banner details.
Banner
Once the collab
details,
starts
okay.
on July 11th, Trailblazers can use Star Rail special passes in the character collaboration warps Excalibur Excelsior and the Bone of My Sword to obtain the limited 5-star characters Saber and Archer respectively. In the Light Cone collaboration warp,
Neither carries
Trailblazers can get
over
the
to
limited
other types
5-star
of
Light
warps.
Cone,
Okay.
Thankless Coronation from Birth of a King, and the limited 5-star Light Cone, The Hell Where Ideals Burn from Red Radiance of Fuyuki.
Collaboration
In
warp will be
addition,
available
pity
for
counts
a long
are
time.
shared
They
between
still
the
haven't
character
said what
collaboration
the...
warp banners and also separately shared between the Light Cone collaboration
Yeah,
banners.
I was
But
kind of
neither
hoping they would
carries
give more
over to
info on,
other
until
types of
when.
warps.
Ah,
Okay.
It's worth mentioning here that the character and Light Cone collab banners will stay open long-term after the event starts.
Does long-term mean even after versions 3.4 or 3.6 wrap up, you can still pull Saber, Archer, and the limited 5-star Light Cones?
Exactly. These
Oh.
collab banners will run across multiple versions with
Okay.
no fixed end date.
At least until 3.6, I guess.
And here's one more piece of news for you all. Throughout the entire duration of version 3.4,
Oh.
using Star Rail special passes for your warps will bring some
100 special
limited
passes.
time discounts. After the collab event starts,
I'm definitely
when
gonna get that.
Trailblazers spend a designated number of Star Rail special
I have
passes,
400 pulls
they can directly
ready.
obtain the limited 5-star Light Cone, The Hell Where Ideals
Wait, does it have to
Burn.
be or
Throughout
any warp
all of
event?
version
Okay,
3.4?
in 3.4.
In other words, after the 3.4 update and before the collab event starts, any Star Rail special passes used in the banners for Finan or other rerun characters will still count toward the total, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, nice, nice.
Yeah!
I was worried
Now,
about that.
as the
Like, we get
collab
Archer
kicks
for free,
off,
but I was worried
the
I
voice
wouldn't have
actors for
anything left to
Saber
get
and
the
Archer
light cone.
have some things they'd like to say to all of us. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back to hear their special messages.
Good luck.
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。セーバー役のカスメ役です。崩壊スターレールとフェイトステイナイトアンリミテッドブレードワークスのコラボが間もなく開催ということで、私もとてもワクワクしています。この2つの作品にはどこか似ているものがあるなと感じました。剣を手に運命と立ち向かうセーバーの姿は厳しい冒険の中でも前へと進み続ける開拓者の姿と似ているのではないかなと思いました。収録中はフェイトとスターレールの世界観が混ざり合い、新たな魅力が生まれていくのを感じました。あまり多くは話せないのですが、セーバーがスターレールの世界でどのように信念と理想を貫いていくのか、ぜひお楽しみください。このコラボがたくさんの皆さんに楽しんでいただけたら嬉しいです。星々と聖杯が交わる旅の中で、あなただけの熱い思いとロマンに出会えますように。それでは最後に、開拓者よ、あなたが私のマスターか。
ああ。
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、
Archer's turn.
こんばん
Okay.
は。フェイトステイナイトでアーチャーを担当しております声優の諏訪部純一です。崩壊スターレイルと
フェイトステイナイトアンリミテッドブレードワークスのコラボが間もなく開催となります。赤い九兵はあまたの世界を旅してきましたが、ピノコニで繰り広げられる聖杯戦争は彼にとってこれまでとは全く違うものになるのではないでしょうか。崩壊スターレイルの世界でアーチャーが戦う姿が見られるのが本当に楽しみです。おなじみのキャラクターたちが未知の銀河で自分をどのように再定義していくのか、その行方をぜひ見届けてください。収録の際にアーチャーの戦闘シーン見せていただいたんですが、アンリミテッドブレードワークスの演出がとってもかっこよかったです。いや、気に入りました。素晴らしかったです。今回のコラボ企画の中でもアーチャーのかっこよさ存分にお楽しみいただけると思いますので、絶対にプレイしてくださいね。これはまたとんでもないマスターに引き当てられたものだ。
Okay.
All right. Big thanks to our voice actors for those thoughtful messages. With the Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collab about to launch, we want to take this opportunity on the program to sincerely thank all our partners in this collaboration. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Kinoko Nasu and Mr. Takashi Takeuchi for their unwavering support from the earliest planning stages to the final implementation. And thank you to the Animation Production Committee and everyone else involved for all their hard work on this collab.
Y'all are much appreciated.
Honestly, it's only with this kind of dedication that we can bring you all the ultimate joy!
In order to showcase the Holy Grail War from multiple angles and levels, the organizers say that they've also prepared another combat-filled program, Fate Stay Night. It was a night with no wind and no moon under the cool breeze of Penacony. The Trailblazer met the red-haired Lancer destined to cross their path. He stepped forward, raising his spear and uttered that iconic line.
The goddess of beauty is the most peerless beauty of them all.
Okay.
Oh, so it's that red-haired Lancer.
You got it. After the sweet dreams in the Holy Grail War tournament, the genius Skullum made some modifications to the Holy Grail. Now, the Grail can load the simulated data of past striders through the user's memories. So
Simulated universe?
Trailblazers will face off against many familiar and old friends in intense 1v1, v1 battles. Each contestant starts with unique skills and a set amount of health. Losing a round,
I know, it's just a regular
health hit
event.
0,
Okay.
you're out.
But I heard screw 'em,
Is there a smart way to beat your
game mode
opponents?
in the event.
At the start of the game, Trailblazers get some free pieces, each with different classes that grant different buffs. You can merge identical pieces to upgrade them. The higher the piece's rarity, the stronger the buff. Pieces of the same class have bonds between them too. Collect enough pieces of the same class, and you activate special bond effects that give you a serious boost in battle.
Looks like bonds are super important in this Holy Grail War, huh?
Absolutely. And that's not all. Trailblazers can also acquire noble phantasms during battle for extra health.
Oh, okay.
Plus, during combat,
command
Trailblazers
seals.
can have the chance to get 3 command spells. Using these spells grants additional buffs.
Command spells, huh? Well, I'm curious. What role is the Trailblazer playing this time?
It's player.
This Grail feels kind of off. Forking hell. Could it be corrupted?
You right on the money. Trailblazers can increase the Holy Grail's corruption level to unlock extra buff mechanics. The higher the corruption level, the more points you earn when you win. Heads up, raising corruption level also powers up your enemy.
Yeah.
So watch your step, Trailblazers.
Oh, but don't worry too much. After all, this is a reality show competition, and just for entertainment, the organizers of Fate Stay Night have also prepared a special protected mode competition.
But then again, the banners are gonna last
mode, Trailblazers can fight
3
using
patches.
trial characters, and enemy strength is toned down.
Probably towards the final patch.
Trailblazers can jump in and fully enjoy the Holy Grail War experience.
Just need to get one more copy to well, assuming I don't get E6, need to get one more copy
and
to
score
make
yourself
sure the
some stellar jades and
is
other
used up.
awesome rewards.
Multiple patches, multiple patches.
Now, just a quick reminder.
Well, no,
this
it's because
Honkai
it's
Star Realm
3.4,
and
3.5,
Rage United
3.6,
Unlimited
so
Blade
two
Works
patches.
collaboration
Well, I guess
is split into two
we're not
parts.
sure up
The
to
Triple S Continuance,
how many
Sweet
patches, I
Dreams
guess.
and the
They
Holy
said
Grail,
possibly
and the event,
3.6.
Fate Stay Night. The Fate
Or at
Stay
least
Night event will
Adventurine
open for
said it.
play on
We'll see.
July 11th. The two programs stand on their own, so Trailblazers can dive into each separately.
Awesome! So much content!
All right. Big thanks again to our two guests. That wraps up today's Fate Collab update.
Presenter, your mission is complete.
It's all part of the job. Anything for the Trailblazers. So Trailblazers, my honored masters, let's meet again in version 3.4. See you there.
We hope you'll stay the night.
Bye-bye.
See you next time, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
What the heck? Albert's gonna be a master. Could be 2, it could be 4. So yeah, I guess multiple. Oh, that was no hidden trailer at the end.
Pieces rarity, the stronger.
Express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Planning Committee.
Bring you all.
More Battlefield Pro. Red-haired Lancer destined to cross their path. He's up.
いや、気に入りました。素晴らしかったです。
And here's one more piece of news for you all. Throughout the entire duration of Fuyuki. In addition, pity counts are shared between the character collaboration warp banners and also separately shared between the Lightcone collaboration banners. But neither carries over to other types of warps.
Okay.
It's worth mentioning here that the character and Lightcone collab banners will stay open long-term after the event starts.
Does long-term mean even after versions 3.4 or 3.6 wrap up, you can still pull Saber, Archer, and the limited 5-star Lycones?
Exactly. These collab banners.
Okay, they're gonna really need to give like firm dates. Because he said after 3.6 wrap up, so maybe longer. So who knows? We'll see. They really need to I think they really need to just put it in writing, honestly. I don't know why they don't just put it in writing. So we'll see, I guess. But yeah, that means there's a lot of opportunity to get them to E6, I guess. Well, Saber, for me to get Saber to E6. Did they announce free polls? They announced the usual 7-day login polls. That's it. Nasu requested they word it like this. I wouldn't be surprised. They don't have an end date set for themselves internally. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. Is the reason why the banners are going to take longer is because there might be a part 2 to the collab event, maybe. Considering that somebody shows up. There's Lancer. Wait. Well. Gabolg. No. Ah! Stop it. Adventurine's Archer's Master. I'm assuming, maybe. Maybe. Wait. Puppets? Manspell and Robin. Archer, Aventurine. I have no idea who are the three on top. No idea.
伝説はあれど英雄はいないと
お任せを
私見ました壊滅これにて完成宝石の余震をもって来世に暁を
Recycling station. Kind of hoping that they would have maybe shown one more trailer for, but then again, I don't really want them to spoil too much, so that's fine. But yeah, like, I'm kind of glad that the banner is gonna last a bit longer, so this would give me more time to get more copies for Saber. The thing is, I definitely won't be able to pull any other character until then. Although, yeah, I probably am gonna have to get Tribby, I guess. That's the thing. But yeah, I'm excited. So July 11. 21 days from now. But anyways, if I decide to put up this reaction on the YouTube as a VOD, thanks for watching the VOD. And yeah, I'm gonna start watching the JP FGO live stream. Bye, YouTube.